There we go, a few dead fish in the margins just there. Look at that, there's not even an inch of water there. There was a pike, probably 100 yards further down, floating on the top. There's loads of little small perch down there, tiny little things. You've got that there. The fishing's rubbish, not many fish in here, or people just aren't bothered about it, so you're right.
All right.
How you doing? It's funny how times change. Look at that. Such a shame. The further I'm getting down here, the more overgrown it's getting. I mean, look at this. There's hardly any water in it. Well, today is the hottest day of the year. It's going to be 38 degrees today. It's 34 at the moment. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've decided not to fish this week. I was going to do a night session for barbel tonight, but I think the temperatures are just too warm. So for fish welfare, I'm not going to fish. I'm going to give it a miss. It's going to be 21, 22 next week. Perfect conditions for getting on the river and doing a spot of fishing. So I've decided to come to a canal, test my new underwater camera out that's been sent to me. Congratulations to Dean, by the way, for winning my last one, and see if we can see any fish. Right, here we are. Here we are. And if a few of the regulars know this, you'll notice the calf. They do some absolutely lovely scran there. But looking at the old basin area at the moment, what this is you've got your parking there, basin here, and then it slowly tapers off to the canal section. And this is what we want to be looking at. I thought the water might be a little bit more clearer, but hopefully we'll be able to test the camera out later on. It's a lovely place to come. And I was hoping I was going to have a go with the camera today. Might not be the case, might be for my next video, but fishing towpath side, here we go. Day ticket, £5. Cheap as chips. But I want to see some fish. So carp, tench and perch. I think if we can see any carp, it's going to be on the surface. The tench, I think the last time I come down here, it was absolutely gin clear. It was very low, and there was a few fish floating on the top. I don't know if you saw the video, the rivers were closed off for, I think it was a couple of weeks, something like that. I think it was July time, I think. I just fancied coming down, having a little look. And this would be prime for getting the old e-bike out and travelling a few miles to get to the spots quicker. But I've got 3 kilo of all bits and bobs for me. I've got, like I say, hemp, maggots, pellets, chopped boilies, and I'm going to be baiting up little spots if I see any fish. So fingers crossed we can see something, but it goes on obviously for miles with the canal. But certain sections of this, I'm going to guess it's going to be like a brick wall with a weed and the rushes where fish won't be able to get through. I think it was like it last year, so we'll have to have a little bit of a look. But looking at it, see, I'm going to be keeping me on these reed lines here for any carp. I could have come with a rod and a bit of bread, but to be honest with you, I don't want to be fishing for them because it's so warm. It's 35 at the moment now. I don't want to be catching anything in this kind of heat. And this kind of heat, is that fish? There used to be some big pike in here, but quite a few of them have died off. And I think the last time I come on here, there was a pike, probably 100 yards further down, floating on the top, and there was a few perch as well. So the temperatures, obviously today is the hottest day of the week, so it's going to be not the best weather for fishing. I know we're all different and we choose to fish for them in all different conditions, but generally I try and think of the fish. I'm only got to wait a couple of days and then get back out fishing for them. So yeah, I can guarantee you on social media this week, you'll see a lot of lakes closed for, let's say, a week or so. And I can guarantee there'll be quite a few fish deaths as well, because when it goes above 35 or even 30, some fish do struggle in venues. So, look at this bad boy. What I'm expecting to see with the carp is literally just soaking up a bit of sun on the backs, on the edge of these reed lines here. So, I'm gonna have a nice steady walk. There is some big perch in this canal though. I've seen pictures. I've spoken to a couple of anglers over the past couple of years, and they've showed me pictures and whatnot. I think they've had them to about £3.5, so decent sized perch. But the idea is, get a bit of bait in here, keep doing a few recce's, and then try and get amongst some of the fish, because every time I've come down here, there's never been any angling pressure whatsoever. I haven't seen any anglers. Now that can mean two things. The fishing's rubbish, not many fish in here, or people just aren't bothered about it, so only time will tell. But if you look here, this is what I was on about. There'll be certain areas of this canal where the fish just won't be able to get through because it'll be too overgrown. You see this duckweed on the surface. This is great for spotting carp because they'll be under it trying to mouth it like willow fluff on lakes. But as you can see the difference in colour change of the water, further down there it was dead murky. It's starting to go a little bit darker here, so this is what I always do whenever I go fishing. There's loads of little small perch down here, tiny little things. Yeah, the water looks fairly clear. I'm hoping we get a clear section so I can test this underwater camera out. The new one I've got, it's exactly the same as the old one, but there's a few modifications to it. It's got fish AI detection. What that means is fish come into the swim on my old camera and I'd have to wait for them. But now, if a fish comes in front of the camera, it beeps and gives you notification, so you haven't got to be watching the screen all the time. And there's a few other bits on it. I think it's got better lens quality in low light conditions as well. So I'm excited to try that out. If I can't try it out today, then I'll have to try it in my next video. But there's quite a bit of duckweed on it. I think in the next couple of months there'll be a lot more of it, and to be honest, I'm surprised there's no Canadian pondweed. I haven't seen any in here yet. You thought it'd be absolutely chocker with it. Most canals, don't matter where it is in the country, they can suffer with it. Once they get Canadian pondweed and blanket weed, it literally sucks the life out the venues, whether it's a lake, pond, or canals like these. Now this is what I was talking about. So we've just probably walked 500-600 yards, and then you've got that there. So there's no way a fish is getting through that at all. And it's just how long that this goes on for. And this is what keeps the fish in certain areas of the canals. I mean, look at that. You might get the odd small fish coming through, but that's literally like blocked it off now. So where I've just looked down there, there's going to be nothing in here because it's only about 6 inches deep looking at it. And then you've got openings just there where you can see water. So it's patchy in all areas. Oh, got a few bikers here, better step to the side, they might fall out with me. A couple of old codgers. Go on, mate. The good thing about this is though, when you're doing these kind of things, you can look at it and go, any angler could come up here and look and go, oh, sod that, it looks crap, there's not much water, there's not much, you know, and then you get half a mile up and then it opens up and then there's loads of fish there, possibly. Look at that. This is what the canal's like. It might be a case, if I don't see much, might be fishing the basin area, pre-basing up on there and see what's going off. But the further I'm getting down here, the more overgrown it's getting. I mean, look at this. There's hardly any water in it. Or if there is, it's just absolutely smashed with vegetation. But I'm going to keep looking. What you find is on canals, sometimes one club will own a whole canal, and then other times it can be divided, like sections of the river. So Newark, you've got, let's say, 3 Mile of river. It can be owned by 3 different angling clubs, and you're not going to know which one they are unless you're fishing a day ticket water, whichever one's on. So it's always good to keep an eye out what clubs own it, because most of the time clubs are only 45 quid a year. I mean, it's free fishing, 45 quid. Some clubs can have waiting lists on them, so it's, oh my days, this is not looking good. Look at that. It's 37 at the moment, so 38 is going to be the hottest day of the week, which is today. And then tomorrow's 32, I think, then 30, then it drops down to 21, 23, something like that. And then we've got scattered showers all the next week, so it's going to be perfect for getting out fishing. I'm going to give it another 10-minute walk down here, have a look, and then see if I can see anything at all, but it's not looking that good. If I had the bike with me, I'd have done 5 mile by now, having a little look along here. But to be honest, whenever I'm doing these kind of wrecks, I want to take my time to see if I can see any fish. So, right, another 10 minutes and then we'll start heading back. It might be a case of baiting up that basin area, and that is a day ticket. I think that's £5 a day. You can fish on there. I think there's carp, perch to 3.5 in there. So it's a fairly cheap day's fishing. You all right?
All right.
How you doing? I can guarantee probably 20 years ago there was plenty of water in here, the fishing was brilliant. And it's funny how times change and venues are shadows of the former self. Such a shame, really. Bit of information about the bridges. Right, let's have a look. Look at that. Such a shame. But it's always good to have a look. I've never come down this far before, to be honest. But at least we looked, that's the main thing. Right, as you can see, there's no water up here. I think that's the biggest puddle of water I've seen over the past, I don't know, 10 minutes. So that is it. That's the end of the wreck. I'm gonna get a bit of bait in this basin area and then call it a day. My next video will be probably on the Trent, night session without a doubt, and then we've got some rain coming, scattered showers, so hopefully it'll work in our favour for a bite. So, just want to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. There we go, a few dead fish in the margins just there. That's not good. Oh, and when I mentioned they do puddings, look at that bad boy. Oh yes, we'll be having that tonight. So there's the basin, canal, and then look at that. Like jungle warfare, look at that, there's not even an inch of water there.